Should Yohan Blake retire from track and field? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now please go ahead, hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. Look, we are getting so close to our 10,000 subs, and it's because of persons like yourself. So please go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy our content, hit that like button. The algorithms absolutely love the engagement, and it's very important to get the video out. So hit that like button. And finally, please leave a comment. I really want to hear your opinion on this video. So are you ready? Are you ready to discuss the great Yohan Blake and whether or not he should retire? When you're ready? Yep, good to go. 31-year-old Yohan Blake is arguably the second greatest sprinter to have lived. I mean, he is the second fastest man in the 100 meter of all time and the second fastest man in the 200 meters of all time. He is arguably one of the most beloved athletes in the world, better known for running the 100 and 200 meters and winning the gold at the 100 meters at the 2011 World Athletics Championship as the youngest person to win such a title. Yohan Blake is legendary. But we need to ask the hard questions here at Peter Lloyd World. And as much as I personally love and admire this remarkable athlete, I want to know if it's time for the beast to retire from track and field. Now, I'm asking this question based on his performance professionally in the last 3 years that we all know has not been anywhere close to him at his peak. I mean, not even close. And also, I'm asking this question because of several other factors that we're going to get into as this video continues. You see, as I always state, it is imperative that the athlete is given an opportunity to be their best, to be healthy, and most importantly, to generate income so that when it's time for them to retire, they can retire. In a very recent post on his Instagram, he posted this: a new start, a new beginning, looking forward to getting back into the Diamond League circuit next year. It's been a while. Hashtag Diamond League 2022. Which means that in 2022, he will be competing in at least at the Diamond League level internationally. Now, in 2012, July of 2012, if my memory serves me correctly, in a field with Yohan Blake, Usain Bolt, and Asafa Powell, perhaps the three fastest men in the world at that point in time. Well, Yohan Blake, as you can see, shocks the entire world, winning in a time of 9.75 and, most importantly, beating Usain Bolt. Now, I'm not going to say this was the first time we saw Yohan Blake at his best. Remember, as I said, in 2011, he won the gold medal at the World Athletics Championship. And he had been doing really well. But seriously, people, when he ran that race in 2012, the world fundamentally stood still. We had all seen the potential of Yohan Blake. And remember, both Blake and Usain Bolt had been training together for quite some time under the guidance of the brilliant Glenn Mills. But then, this happened. In the 200 meters at the same trial at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica, Blake again beats greatest sprinter of all time, Usain Bolt, in commanding style, in commanding fashion. I need to tell you this, running a remarkable 19.80. So he beat Bolt twice in the 100 meters first, running 9.75, and then in the 200 meters, running 19.80. And people, may I tell you something, if you had been at the stadium, because I was physically there, people were in shock. You hear me? They were in shock. Now, we had stated earlier that in 2011 at the World Championships, because Bolt false started, he ended up being the only person to run in the finals. We just showed you the race, and running a time of 9.93, and became the youngest person to win the 100-meter title at the World Championships. In commanding form. There was like nobody there even close to him. And of course, we all say what would have happened if Bolt had been there. But the truth is, people, I am not even sure if Bolt would have been able to beat him. This to me was Blake at his best. Then we saw him do this at the Diamond League circuit, the IAAF Diamond League circuit, running a mind-bending 9.69 to become the second fastest man in history. The only other person who has run that fast, of course, is Usain Bolt, who has a world record of 9.58 and who had also run 9.63. And the American had also run the same time, the American Tyson Gay. Then, in the 200 meters, he runs this remarkable time, 19.26. Some believe that the second 100 in this race is the fastest 100-meter ever run on track. Now, right after these amazing runs, Yohan Blake crashes out with hamstring injury at the Glasgow Grand Prix. Blake's return from injury ended in agony when the Jamaican sprinter crashed to the floor clutching his hamstrings at the Glasgow Grand Prix in July of 2014. Now, Blake had a horrific hamstring injury right after the spectacular runs that I just showed you, and I don't believe he has ever really fully recovered from this. I don't believe so. No.
I run in the semi-final poorly. That cost me a better lane in the finals, which cost me a medal. But this year I'm more wiser going into the Olympics, and this is going to be my last Olympics, and I'm putting everything to it. But everything is coming on perfectly.
So I can't say 2019 was because of injury, but I suspect at some point it had to play a factor. He said there in that interview in 2020 that the Olympics would have been his very last. Of course, people thought that the Olympics would have been in 2020. It happened in 2021. And again, in this recent Olympics, he did not do extremely well. In fact, he came sixth in the semifinals of the men's 100 meters at Tokyo 2020.
For me, it was disappointing, but I can't tell the fact that my leg has been plaguing me. I couldn't push off right in the last part of the race, and when I see everybody passing me, I just couldn't react.
So let me reason, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. Up to 2012, Blake was the only person who could beat him, I think, on this planet. Honestly, was Usain Bolt. And if there was any human being who had any hope of getting close to that 9.58 or that 19.19, it would have had to be Yohan Blake. I can't see anybody else who would have come close at that point in time. I mean, maybe that person exists now, but maybe they're like 10 years old. After that first hamstring injury, and I've spoken about this repeatedly on this channel, injury is a horrific thing. First of all, not just the physiological aspect of the injury itself, which can do untold damage. And he had a hamstring injury, one of the worst that you can possibly get, that he has just never really recovered from. He has never actually recovered from this hamstring injury, people. What happened to him in Glasgow in 2014, what happened to him in Doha in 2019, what happened to him this year in 2021, all comes back to that hamstring injury. He has never fully recovered from it. And let's be honest, he has never since been the beast that we remembered. He has just never been the Yohan Blake. Now we saw Elaine Thompson-Herah recover enough from her Achilles heel to do unimaginably great things this year. But I want you to grasp something. Blake is 31 and has been fighting this injury from about, by my calculation, about from 2013. This hamstring injury has been plaguing him, and it just keeps reoccurring. We see sparks of hope, and then the hopes are dashed. And I'm not being disparaging to Yohan Blake. Like I said, I'm a huge fan, and I am a positivist. Anybody who listens to this channel knows that I'm a positive individual. But I think that it's either he's going to just not run for quite some time and give this hamstring an opportunity to actually heal, or he should retire, because he's not the Blake that we remember. He's not. We just have to be very honest. Nothing to do with his past. He has been a remarkable athlete, and like I said, he is the second greatest sprinter of all time. Nobody can argue with that. He is the second fastest human being in the 200 meters, 19.26. Second fastest human being, along with Tyson Gay, in the 100 meters, 9.69. Remarkable. In that 200 meters, when he ran the 90.26, it is said that he ran the fastest 100 meter split, final split, in any 200 meters. He's remarkable. He's a remarkable athlete. But my concern now is he doing more harm than good to his hamstring and to his body? And outside of the injury, the physical aspect of the injury, there is also the psychological element of the injury. I don't think any of you can argue with the fact that since 2013, we have just not seen the Yohan Blake we remembered. We just have not seen him. We have all hoped for the best, but we just haven't seen him. And my personal opinion is that he has not physically recovered from that horrific injury, and every time he runs, he seems to aggravate it or re-injure himself. And secondarily, I think psychologically that injury it's plagued him psychologically. It had none but negative impacts on his psyche. As for whether or not I think he should actually retire, he's going to run in the Diamond Leagues, and you know me, I want the athletes to make money, lots of it. So I'm not going to say he should retire. And he himself said in 2020 that he's not going to run in the next Olympics, which is in 2024. So I suspect what he's doing now is he's just going to, he's going to make some money. He's going to run on the Diamond League circuit. And I believe that there is a hope with himself and his team that he may heal the same way that we saw Elaine terrorized basically for years. And this year she managed to heal enough to have the greatest season of her life. So on a personal level, I don't really think he should retire. But I think he should take a long enough break to really give himself time to heal. But who am I to say that? Maybe he knows better and is best, and his team knows best. So what are your thoughts? Do you think he should retire? Do you think he should, or do you agree with me and think he should just take a really long break and allow himself to really heal properly from that hamstring injury, because it keeps agitating it? Or, he should just go ahead and do his thing and make some money? I really want to hear your thoughts on this one, seriously. Remember to hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. You guys have been assisting out. You kings and queens have been really assisting, and I am truly grateful. Remember, if you enjoy the content, hit the like button. The algorithms absolutely love it. Make sure you leave a comment. I really want to know your thoughts on this. You are kings, your queens, your greatness. Bless up.